Hi, my name is Jaden. I'm here at the Power Youth Action podcast at Kempston Academy, and these are my co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm 15 and I like doing drama and school productions.
Hi, my name is Stanley. I'm 15 and I'm part of the Army Cadet Force.
Hello, I'm Faria Shahid and I'm 15 years old and I love to play badminton.
We had an assembly in this school and it was to do with your life choices and your life goals, and I feel like talking to the youth in person about what they want to achieve, and they are doing one-on-ones as well with students who don't really understand what they want to do in the future and are leaning towards this.
Yeah, in the scope, isn't it? Yeah.
Inner Scope, that's the name of it. It's called Inner Scope.
Yeah.
It was basically, I can't remember his name, but this man that came in, he was talking to us about his experiences and saying that when he was younger, he got involved in gangs and violence, and he drifted away from what he wanted to do. But as he realised that it's wrong, that it can harm you, he basically did what he wanted to do. He made goals, he set his dreams, and he basically became known for helping out other people and helping youth especially to kind of say that they can do what they want to do and don't let the violence kind of take over your life.
Yeah, and that's very good. That's very good to have in the community.
His speech actually made me set a goal for me, what I want to do in the future, because we think that something is happening in our life, so we can't do it more in our future, but we can do it in our future.
Okay, so adding on to that, what can we do as young people to keep us safe? Would you like to start?
Yeah, I think so.
Would you like me to move? What can we do as young people to keep ourselves safe?
I feel as you said earlier, most of our stuff is on social media. And because now it's always younger people getting social media as well. So maybe, I don't know who, but maybe the borough or something, they can kind of control social media to make sure it's not as violent, and they're not showing all the videos of gang violence and stuff, kind of make it age appropriate. Because younger people, my brother, he's 9, he's seeing videos of gangs going around. And I feel that's not what their age group should be watching. They should be watching stuff age appropriate.
Yeah, if they see a video that's violent and that's not really appropriate for them, maybe they can report it.
Yeah. So would you like to add to what we can do to keep ourselves safe in the community?
I feel the police, borough, they kind of need to monitor it, because not only are they obviously making sure that gangs aren't going around, but people are still getting the videos putting them online, which you should be recording them anyway because they're doing something wrong. But the fact that people are putting it online and reposting it, sending it to their friends, which is making it more viral when it shouldn't be. It's not something to praise over, it's something to obviously be ashamed of.
Okay, I think there should be age limit on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, so young people cannot have bad influence on that.
There already is an age limit on Instagram. People don't follow it, so I don't think that would be.
Do you think it was also the parents' responsibility to take care of their child?
Yeah, I feel parents should monitor what their child has done on what videos they watch, etc.
Yeah. In my opinion on this as well, I think obviously this is conversation right now is mainly to do with knife crime, and I think especially with a law to be in place here is I think it already is, but not allowing the youth to buy knives. And even if you can't buy a knife at home, parents, if they have any suspicion, always making sure they're checking the knives. Doesn't matter which knife, just keep checking the knives, see if they're there, because people aren't just carrying these big knives, they're carrying kitchen knives, little knives, thick knives, etc. And especially even ordering them online. I feel ordering them online, you can go buy a knife off Amazon, no matter your age. So I feel an age restriction on that as well. So in the youth nowadays, we record a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I think we do also record a lot of negative things, including things like fights, drugs, etc. like that. What do you think is the problems with that, and what do you think is the ways we can try and crack down on the youth recording instead of helping?
Yeah, children don't realise that what they're doing is a problem because they might think it's helping, like this, it's helping them or helping the society, like be aware of what's happening, but it's really just, I don't know, fuming five, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'd like to add into that.
I agree, and I feel like if the people that are fighting whatever they're doing, if they see that you're recording, they might get the wrong impression of it. And to me, instead of recording it, just like go to a parent or just like tell someone you can, like an adult on the street. Yeah, so at least someone will know about it. Like, don't record it because they'll get the wrong impression, and then might get you involved into it, and that's not something we'll be doing.
Yes.
So like for example, there's a fight going on the street and someone is recording them and put the video on TikTok. So they don't know like the negative impacts young people can have from that video. Because for example, if the young children is watching that video, like they can truly decide to do that thing in their lives, which is as actually bad for them.
They get influenced by it.
I agree with that, and I think one of the biggest things with the youth is that instead of breaking up the fights, instead of throwing away the drugs, instead of doing all of this, they decide to record it and glorify it and then post it online. And then everyone else is like, oh, if a fight happens near me, I'm not going to help to intervene. I'm not going to do any of this. And I'm just going to record it so I can get views online.
Yeah, go viral.
I don't think that's good.
I think everyone is just trying to get views.
Yeah,
Just
just
more
trying
than
to get
anything
views,
to go viral.
Yeah, and sometimes even people trying to break up the fight, then more people would get involved in the fight, and then it's just not really good. Sharing the video, that's also a big problem, right? What do you think that is?
For example, like it's like something bad happening on TikTok and my friend shared it to me and I shared it to someone else. So we're spreading bad things to other people, which is I think so having not good effect on people.
Yes, spreading the bad
Spreading,
influence.
yeah.
Yeah, when you maybe think it's good, like you're trying to make it more work to people, but it's actually bad.
Yeah. Sometimes I think the youth, we do it for a joke.
Yeah.
We do it for a bit of a laugh. And the laugh's only funny until it goes too far. Because once it's gone too far, then more of the youth are going to start doing it. More of the youth are going to start fighting. And that's not good.
Yeah.
What would you like?
So I kind of go with what Sandy said, like, we're like, oh, that's funny, like, they're hitting each other, but obviously, if you knew the story, it probably isn't funny, because that means you've probably done something wrong. But we record it because we're like, oh, we'll get popular from that, like, people will like it, maybe, like, people think the same thing, but in reality, you don't actually know what's going on, like, you don't know the story behind it, you don't know who it is, so, like, don't post it, because you may think they'll make you happier, but you don't know what's actually going on.
How can we stop this though?
I think there needs to be more awareness of, instead of recording,
Yeah,
you help.
yeah,
It's like even when people get injured,
yeah.
people will still record. They won't call the ambulance, they won't call the police, they'll still record the video. And it's like, well, this is another person here.
Is recording the video helping that person?
No.
Is it helping?
It's-
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
not
not.
helping, is it?
I feel like there needs to be more of a social change in
So, yeah,
help, not hinder.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. Like,
So these videos online we take are saved online for the rest of our lives, and it will affect our future in many different ways. How would you say that's going to affect all of our futures if the video is taken?
I think so, like for example, if a person is finding a job or in university and like they have posted a video like 5 or 4 years ago about something bad things, and like their colleagues or their friends came up to them, look, this is you, like, and what impact they're gonna have on them, like, this was me, like, I didn't do that, like,
It's gonna
no,
affect your
but yeah,
reputation.
Reputation.
Yeah.
their bad
It's
reputation.
going to give the bad impression to your boss or your employer. Yeah, yeah.
And these videos, if they are posted online and shared about, as we were talking about, it could lead to more people online bullying. And I think that's a big problem with the youth nowadays is online cyberbullying. How does that affect the youth?
Well, I feel like, especially like a few years ago, like you didn't hear much. I don't know if it was still around. We didn't hear much about cyberbullying. Like you didn't hear much about any of it. And now it's starting to become like more, not popular, but it's starting to like come up more. And if it's coming up more in like the past 5 years, like just think about what it's going to be like in the future. Because it will like increase a lot. And you don't know how it's going to affect people then.
Would you like to answer that?
I have my cousin. Some of her like private pictures were someone like just uploaded it, and it has a very bad impact on her. Her mental health was completely destroyed. Yeah, I think it should be banned.
Yeah, I think cyberbullying is hard to ban.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think bullying in general is really hard to
How can
stop.
cyberbullying get banned?
That's the thing. I think cyberbullying in general is really hard to counteract, including bullying in real life. Because the thing is, people can create new accounts. Yeah. People can add you to a group chat. For example, I know situations where people have been added to group chats and everyone in their head is bundled on them. Yeah. As soon as you leave that group chat, you're going to be added to another one.
Yeah.
And it's just constant bullying, and that really affects the person's mental health.
Do you think this will ever be stopped? Do you think it will be banned or?
I think you can bring awareness
Yeah,
to the situation
yeah,
and you can help the people who are being bullied,
yeah.
but I don't think, and you can punish the bullies.
Like, you don't think it will be stopped?
I don't think you can stop the bullying,
Yeah.
because bullying isn't just one day you decide to be a bully. I feel like even online, I feel like it's the situations you come from which makes you a bully.
Yeah,
But yes, you can bring awareness to that, and it's online a lot more nowadays instead of in person.
some people aren't even aware they're doing it, but
Yeah.
something.
And from behind a screen,
Yeah,
it's way easier to bully someone. So, on the topic of online and cyberbullying on the media, how do you feel comments are affecting this?
I think so, like, when someone like comment on someone's video, like bad comment, like it could be anything. And the person saw it, so that person has commented this on my video. I think so that person who is watching that someone has commented this is getting into complex. That I'm not a good, like, they talk about this about me, so it means I'm not a good person. So it can actually impact on the, it can actually have a bad effect on their mental health.
Yeah, I think people are they're not very wary of what they post, what they comment online. They'll say anything because they'll just say what they want to. And I feel like the person who's put that video up and is getting commented these bad things, their mental health is going down and down and down. Because like all these people who I don't know are not liking me. They're not thinking I'm a good person, and then that creates loads and loads of mental health issues, whether it could be to do with your body, to do with your mind, anything like that.
yeah. So how is this all linked? How is cyberbullying linked to that crime?
Cyberbullying is very much linked to knife crime, because the thing is with cyberbullying is if you bully someone, yeah, it depends, but the person you're bullying could get. It's just a theoretical, but I've heard of it in the media sometimes. Someone's been bullied. Someone being bullied for protection has started to carry a knife. When they have once been bullied again in person from being bullied online, they have pulled out that knife to defend themselves, yeah, and they have got themselves into serious trouble. And I think that's how cyberbullying is very much linked to knife crime. Do you agree?
Yeah, and I feel like it can also be like under parent influence. Like if the parents were like, oh, don't talk to that person, they're this, they're that, then the children would be like, oh, so they're just like that, I can bully them. And even if they figure out that it's wrong and they try to stop themselves, it's a thing of like the digital footprint will always be there. Like in 10, 20 years' time, you could go on there and be like, oh, but they once said this. Like, you may think that you've stopped it, but it will always like follow you around.
Yeah, for the bully and the person who got bullied, it'll be with them for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
No matter what happens. So I feel like as a youth, you need a role model, a positive role model. And I feel like, depending on the person, we have different role models. So would you like to say who your role model is?
My parents actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say they raised me right. They've taught me from right from wrong. Yeah.
My same as my parents, because before doing something bad, I think about my parents. The way they raised me, they don't deserve something from me this like doing something bad. So before doing something bad, I remember my parents have like high expectations.
Yeah.
Not like no.
And I agree with like parents. Like, I'm glad that my parents raised me how they did, because I know that, oh, I should do this and I shouldn't do that. And like, I see people that obviously like doing something wrong, and I'm like, but your parents are getting impacted by it as well, because they're like, oh, my child did this, and like they may not want to like associate with it. So like, that's your family name. So if you do something wrong, it's affecting your whole family, not just you. So I feel like what Barry has said, your parents, you need to like think about them when you do something.
Yeah. On role models, my role model is definitely my family, especially my dad. And another one is older youth. The older youth, the teenagers or just coming into adults, they have a big impact on me and a lot of other young people. Because as we see, there's a lot of older youth, 18, 19, 20, sometimes 17, who are doing these bad things and impacting the younger youth. So I feel like, in my opinion, I've met some great older youth people, and they're so influential. They're just always doing the right thing. And I think that is a big impact on the younger youth, because they're like, oh, look at this older teenager. They're kind and they're passionate and they're a good person. And that is what I feel like is very more influential to do.
And like, going off what Stanley said, like, if they see that this person's kind, they'll try and copy it, and that's what links back. Because if they think, oh, that person's like my role model, I want to be just like them, but then they see them being violent, that's where they copy it, and then that's where it just goes on, because it repeats.
Yeah, I actually don't know what she said. It depends on like our elders, what they do. Young people want to do like what they do. It depends on how they act.
Yeah, so as us, as I think we're all 15 here, as us as coming into that older youth role, I feel like we, as coming into older youth, need to be this positive impact on the younger youth, because if we're then doing the wrong thing, it's even in this school, the younger students will look at the misbehaved year 10s and year 11s and go, oh, so they're the cool kids.
So they'll start acting like that.
Yeah, and then they'll start.
And it's like a cycle when they grow up.
It's a cycle, and I feel like our job, and maybe even a year below us, their job, 14-year-olds, their job is to break this cycle, be more, not like this, but be more moral as a person.
Yeah, be more respectful.
Be more respectful.
Yeah.
When we have to be like positive, and young people copy us, so we are leaving a good impact on them.
Yeah.
And I feel like even us doing this, like speaking up about it, it's like influencing like our age, even older people, younger generations to like speak up about it, because there's clearly stuff to say about it and like everyone has their opinion on it. And I'm not saying obviously we can stop it, but at least like word's getting out.
Yeah. Jada, was it you who mentioned respect? I feel like respect's a very big one in the community. I think in this school there's not a lot of respect, I'll be honest. In this community, there's not a lot of respect, especially the teachers, especially for the older generations. I feel like in classes, the youth or the students will not be as respectful to the older generation, but the older generation is supposed to be the good influence.
Yeah.
And I feel like the youth needs to be a bit like, these are the ones who've grown up. These are the ones who can give me ideas for my future, and we need to respect.
I think if you like give respect, you will get respect.
Yes.
If you want to gain respect, you have to respect other person.
Yeah. And if like going off what Stanley said, the teachers, parents, just any older generation, they're there to help you because they've been through it once, and they're just trying to like get the best of you, especially like teachers. And if like people our age are being rude to them, then they're not willing to help you.
So, influencing the older generation, trying to influence them, in my personal opinion, it's very hard.
Yeah.
Because as a younger person, in general, I just see myself as younger and less experienced. And I don't feel like I personally, this is only my personal opinion, to bring anything to their table. I don't think I can do that. But that might just be in my head. But I just find it extremely hard.
I think like age is just a number. Like you can even make a change when you're 9. You know, it's all about how you think and how you portray, how you educate yourself to other people.
And so like some adults think like they stereotype some of us in a way. So there's like a group of people our age like doing the wrong thing, and then they're like, oh, but they're all like that. Like they're all young, they're all like immature. They can all do the wrong thing, but like unless they know us, like, they get the wrong perspective.
Yeah. Because everyone's different.
Yeah.
Go back to what you were saying, Stanley. I do believe it's hard to influence the older generation, but it is possible. It's possible. It's possible to influence.
Especially because of some fixed mindset.
Fixed
Yeah,
Fixed
mindset.
mindset.
That's more like all generation things. Like young people can't do anything. Like they don't know anything about it.
They think, yeah. No, you can't see. No.
So they think like young people cannot do anything, but actually I think so young people have the potential to change older's mindset.
Yeah.
As a young person, you can influence different generations. And I feel like influencing everyone generally, it could be done through awards, like we said. And one of these ways is, for example, if you do something good and you get an award for it, it will show everyone else, including the older people, that there is chance for progress, there is chance for change.
It will motivate them.
It will motivate, and very big motivation.
A young person's mind is more feeble. It's like a sponge. It picks up information more easier than an adult would. So I do think it's hard for an adult to learn something from a younger person because their mind is not as feeble as a younger person, if you get what I mean.
So, taking away from this episode of Power Youth Action, what are some key points we have taken away from this?
If you see something that's not right, just say it, see it sorted. 3 S's, isn't it? You see something, say it, and it'll be sorted, right? Tell them to be, so I'm sure they'll do with it.
I totally agree with Jaden what he said. Like, you know, like you saw that something is like looking bad from outside, but it's not actually bad from inside.
Like take the good influences away from people, not the bad influences.
Yes.
Yeah, and finishing off, I'd say publicity in schools, especially with the youth, so we can get more youth off the street. Thank you for watching this episode of the Power Youth Action podcast. I've been your host, Stanley.
Thank you.
Emily.
I'm Jaden.
It's a bye from us.
Bye.
Bye.